right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to be working on the Arabian again, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get it figured out. So this plug here takes the two red wires. This plug here takes the heavy wires coming from the transformer. This is J9. I'm curious to see what the writing is on the two red wires. I would imagine it's J9, but I could be wrong. Maybe it says J6. I'm not sure. And I need a battery, of course. Why not? It says P9. And this one is not labeled. P6. So P6 is the heavy one. So P9 goes right here. And this is J9. So I had it plugged in right one of the times. So I don't know why it did what it did. So before we plug this in, I think maybe I should check voltages coming out of the power brick. Just out of curiosity. Change this battery real quick. This one have a charge. Yep. Okay, so I wonder if I should do a couple readings on these. Now, I don't know what voltages they're supposed to be, but let's just make sure it's not like something super crazy. I'm going to say that's probably AC volts. Is it plugged in? I think it is. Yes. Okay, so we have our purple and our... Can't really measure this. Well, yeah, I can. Actually, purple's ground and orange is positive. $14 volts. All right. So red goes, the two red wires go on the side with the big ceramic resistor. And the orange and purple wires go on the opposite side. So let's just hook up these two wiring plugs. Let's turn it on and see if it fries something. Not seeing anything. Right in the eyes. Let me turn this off for a second. There's a -5 lug, a +12 lug. I don't see a 5 volt. So let's try the 12 volt positive and see what happens. So this is ground, and this guy is 12. I'm getting nothing. Probably check my fuses down there. Is this AC or DC? I think it should be DC. Maybe I'm getting nothing because I have nothing else plugged in yet. Which is probably why. So let's turn it back off. Now, these can only get plugged in one way because there is I'm going to look at the Kangaroo again to make sure that it doesn't have that 4-prong. I don't think it does. No, it does not. The only other... Well, let's turn it on real quick. I might have to shut it down. Okay, I don't see any smoke. Getting nothing on that reading of that. I think I got a blown fuse. Nope, looked blown. Oh. Oh. They got 2 blown fuses. And they're both 4-amp fuses. Well, let me go grab a couple fuses and hopefully it doesn't start smoking. Okay, I'm going to keep my hand on the switch here. Okay, nothing feels hot. Go right to the wiring harness. First prong should be ground, second should be, I believe, 5 volts. Might have to look it up. Okay, we got 11.9. We have -5, so we are putting out 12 volts. I don't know that we're putting out 5 volts. Let's actually keep this ground. Oh boy. Keep that in there for now. -5. Okay, I'm not getting 5 volts. And I don't think I'm getting 12 volts. There's my 12. So I'm getting 12, I'm not getting 5 volts. Getting 0.2. So it is not putting out 5 volts. But I did move that pot last night. Don't have a little screwdriver in here. We're not putting out 5 volts. Volts again. Jolene, stop. Okay, so why are we not putting out 5 volts? I mean, I'm happy we're not smoking. We are putting out 12 volts, but if we don't get 5 volts, we're obviously not going to work. So we need 5 volts, and I'm trying to think why I don't have 5 volts. At least now I know in my head, red wires always go on the side with the big ceramic resistor. So what is messed up that is causing it not to put out 5 volts? It's got -5, it's got 12 volts. I don't know about this this pot that somebody put in here. I would imagine that's up all the way. So if we can get 5 volts output, in theory, should be able to plug the board in. We should get something up and running on it. But we got to get the 5 volts. A little bit at a loss right now. I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to do a little bit of investigating, and I'll come back and see if I come up with something, and I'm going to show you guys. Just have to think about it in my head. Test some things on here. Okay, so that LM305 I put in last night could possibly be bad. I was also looking to see if I had a cap kit for this, and I don't. I thought I had one, but I don't. Because a couple of these capacitors look pretty screwed up. And I might have them in my drawers here. So, I mean, maybe they don't. Maybe they do kind of look like the rest of them. We'll leave those for now. I did a little testing on this LM305, and I grabbed the new one. And when I meter, this is the ground right here, that first pin. And if I have it in this location, and I meter the first one to the left, First one to the right, was it? Okay, first one to the right, I'm getting a reading. So that means double check here. Kind of put it in the same orientation that I'm looking at it on the board. These things are a pain in the ass. Okay. So to the right of the pin. Hear that? Shouldn't be doing that. But it is in circuit, so let's take it out. This thing's clogged up. Just want to see Arabian on the screen. That's my goal. Holy frickin' crap. Guess I haven't cleaned this in a while. Jesus. Some solder. Bent the spring all to shit. Trying to get it out of there. It'll be alright. Even this is clogged. Thought I just cleaned it, but apparently I haven't. Sounds a little better. So the pin to the right of the ground is beeping on here. So we're going to put that new LM305 in here and see if it does that. Should have just put a new one in last night, and I didn't. Should also hook up my new soldering gun too. So out of circuit, what does this do? Doesn't beep. And it has a reading. Fourth pin back is 0.675. So all we can do is put a new one in circuit, see what it does. It's testing fine out of circuit from what I'm testing. Am I testing it correctly? I don't know. I don't know that much about these. So all I can do is try. And that's how some of this stuff is, you know. Kind of trial and error. Desoldering gun works a lot better when there's not a huge clump of old solder in there. So I definitely had it plugged in right the first time, and that relay burned up. That resistor burned up, okay? So I plugged it in the opposite way, which I should never have done. That's what created, obviously, more problems. But that resistor could have just been a fluke, and it could have just been bad to begin with. And when I plugged it in, it finished it off. That would be my guess as to what happened. Okay, so it's beeping. So, is that normal? Or is something drawing it down? So that goes to here, goes to this resistor, which I replaced this resistor, so that shouldn't be the issue. Where does it go after the resistor? It goes this way to this resistor, which I replaced. And then it passes through and goes to the plug. So I'm thinking that's probably normal. See, this is reading low again. It's at 0.398. It shouldn't be there. Remember, yesterday we had it in the 5s. Now it went back down. What is causing this problem? This is reading low too. Just don't know. Now this transistor that's in here was the one that was in here yesterday, I believe. So maybe it is bad. And this one, I just don't know how the reading works on this thing. This one's brand new, and it's reading higher than these used ones. Could these used ones be bad and that one be bad? Those three seem to be in the same reading. This brand new one here is definitely reading higher. So let's put it in circuit and see what happens. I mean, could those be bad? Maybe. Don't forget, guys, make sure you tighten down your transistor before you solder them. Because if you don't, and you tighten them after you solder them, there's a very good possibility you will crack your solder joint or lift the pad on the board, which could cause a problem in the future. Or if we could test it, if it's touching. I think it's touching. .17. 5.17. Clearly we were reading in the threes. We're going to test that other transistor here in a minute and see where that's at. Maybe the LM305 was not bad, and maybe this bottle cap transistor was bad. Why the hell is that not wanting to solder? There we go. Phew. So this was reading low. It was reading 3 on one side and 4 something on the other. Forget if I put the positive or the negative in the center. 4.74. 5.37. Why is that doing that? That should not be doing that. Are those two traces touching each other? There's a piece of solder between them. There's a piece of solder between those two traces. Very tiny little speck. Now I could have just did that from my probe. A lot better readings. See, this one's reading low on this board. I haven't tested this board. Maybe this is bad. So that's reading 3.94. This one's reading 4.51. Then this side's reading 4.17. I mean, this is reading higher now. Whether or not that did anything, I truly don't know. Why is that beeping? we can put it in and try it. That's all we can do. Let's see if I put a new LM305 in, and I replaced the bottle cap transistor. I'm not convinced that the LM305 was bad. Oh, you know what? We did not check is it still beeping now? Those two terminals on the LM305. Yes, it's still beeping. Now it's all we can do is try. And I don't know which way this dial goes on the 5-volt thing. Actually, it's pointing to number 1, and this side says 3, so I'm guessing that 3 is higher than 1. So maybe it's backwards, maybe it's off all the way. All right, let's just go see what happens. Either it's going to work or it's not. Now, I don't usually like replacing more than one component at a time, because then I don't really know what was bad. You know what I mean? I replaced 2 different components, so now if it does work, how do I know which one was faulty? I would say I would guess the bottle cap transistor, but I don't know. No 5 volts. Oh, duh. Yeah, something's not giving me 5 volts. Something is wrong on that board, and I don't know what it is. Next, well, we replaced the tip 32 yesterday, so there's only 2 other transistors on the other side, which I'm going to look at those now and see if those are responsible for 5 volts. So I pulled out this transistor right here. It is number 7905C. Here's a new 7905C. So I'm going to take my, I don't know if it was my red lead or my ground. Take my ground on the left pin. And I'm going to touch the center. And we're going to come up with 0.705. And then 1.0. Now if I do the exact same thing on this one, see that outer leg? It's different. Why? I mean, I'll put a new one in. I have a bunch of them. And then we'll check the one next to it. All right, I soldered that one in. I'm kind of just taking a shot in the dark here, guys. I'm kind of out of ideas. You know what I find strange is this transistor goes right to metal. Huh. That's weird. This is a 7812. Okay, here's a new 7812. That read really different. I mean, it's reading a lot lower, but I don't know. I mean, we're getting a higher reading on this than we were. I mean, we replaced all three of these. We replaced that. We replaced that. We replaced resistors. A diode. I mean, what else is really left? Confused. Can't really check capacitors on with this. I highly doubt these capacitors are causing a problem. Here's what I'm thinking. If we don't get 5 volts, what's the likelihood that the bridge rectifier is bad on the bottom of the power brick? Could be the bridge rectifier. So let's go plug this in, see if it powers up. If it doesn't, maybe that's the next step. We change out the bridge rectifier. That could be it. The more I think about it. But I'm pretty sure when a bridge rectifier goes out, it takes a fuse with it. So, I don't know. Nothing. Guess that's really the next step. To look at that out of curiosity. I don't know that I can test it in the cabinet or not. Nor do I know how to test it, to be honest with you. Let me go grab one and see if it's supposed to beep between the purple and the orange with black stripe. This side's positive, this side's negative. We're gonna have to probably test it with it unplugged, I think. I don't remember. Okay, so that's not beeping because it's not plugged into anything. side's positive. That's positive. Negative. All right. I'm not convinced that it's bad, but we'll try it. Gotta pop out this other one. Nothing like tearing apart a cabinet. Gotta love it. Loose. Need a pair of pliers or something to hold that. Oh my God. All right. Nope. I didn't think it was that. All right, guys. I ended up getting a different power supply. There was a short somewhere on that other power supply that I could not find. So I looked this whole thing over, and I want to put a screw in it first. The cat keeps coming over here and stealing the screws. There's going to be like 400 screws underneath the cabinets down here because she keeps taking them and batting them around. But I want to double test this, so we're going to plug this in and fingers crossed something happens. Everything checks on this board, okay? So basically, I have a short on that other board from on the LM305 from the negative side straight across it to the other pin on the opposite side of negative. It's beeping, and it shouldn't do that. There should be a reading on the meter. So I went through this one, checked everything, just hooked up my ground wire, so we're getting ready to turn this thing on. This all checked out on the bench, so let's turn it on, see if we get our voltages. Actually, I got to look up the schematic because I need to make sure that my voltages are correct. Okay, so pin number 1 is ground. Pin number 2 is 5 volts. Pin number 3 is 12 volts. Pin number 4 is -5. Okay, so let's power this thing on. This light's driving me nuts. All right, so pin 1 is ground. I'm running ground over there. So pin 2 should be 5 volts right here. 5.2. I think that's okay. Or if I should turn it down a hair. Yeah, we'll leave it there and see what happens. Pin 3 should be 12 volts. No 12 volts. Okay. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong side of the board, or on the wrong side of the damn plug. All right, I was like, damn it, this one's missing 12 volts. Okay, so we have 5.2, pin 3, 11.7, pin 4, -6.6, which I don't think that matters. Okay, so let's turn it off. Let's plug it in. I know that this is pin 1, and it goes this direction. Hope to God something works. Well, here it goes, guys. First time here. Either it's going to work or go up in smoke. I don't know what's going to happen. Anything? Anything? Oh, hell yeah. It's upside down. Is that because it's in cocktail mode? Hell yeah. Dude, this is awesome. What the heck? So I need to see if this is in cocktail mode. So I need to look up dip switch settings. Dude, I can't believe this thing freaking came on. All right, I'm just gonna be happy with this tonight. All this shit can stay all bundled up everywhere. I don't give a crap. I'll deal with it tomorrow or the next night. I need dip switch settings to see if it's in cocktail or not. I don't know if it has a cocktail mode. Arabian Arcade dip switch settings. Okay, screen. What the hell is this? Okay, here we go. So upright. Number 2 should be on. So I think 2 should be on. If 2 is off, it's in cocktail. So 2 should be on. Looks like 2 is on. Now, is there a screen orientation maybe? Normal, reverse. Screen, okay, reverse. So if 3 is on, it's reverse. So we gotta go 3 to off. 3 is on. Okay, let's try that again. Because you don't want to start moving yoke wires and shit if it's a simple dip switch setting. If it is, hopefully it is. Yep, we got it, guys. Okay, so the hard part's over. We have Arabian on the screen. So it looks great too. I mean, I don't really think it's gonna need much adjustments at all. Uh-oh. What did I just do? Well, that's not good. What the hell just happened? Why did it go back up? I mean, I'm not crazy. You guys saw that, right? The damn thing just flipped over. What the hell? I don't know yet. I don't know what's going on yet. I think it's almost dead on. Why is it flipping upside down? Let's see if it flips back. Maybe it is in cocktail mode. Can't wait to play this game. But I'm kind of confused as to why it's upside down. Come on, flip back over or something, then I'll know that, like, looks like it froze up, doesn't it? I think it froze up. I wonder if that voltage is too high, or if I should go down to 4.9 or 5 volts. Let me try lowering the voltage, maybe that's causing it. It was at 5.2. Let me see what it's at the chip. 5.2 right at the chip. Let's take it down a hair. I think I just lost 5 volts. Now I'm at 2.3. I'm at 4.7. I think it just lost 5 volts. I obviously, yeah, I'm not getting anything on the screen now. Something's going on. 4.7. Five point oh, 2.4 at the chip. I'm on the wrong side. I was reading the wrong side of the leg. So now it's at 5.0, but we we don't have anything on the screen. So what the hell is going on? Is the monitor on? Monitor's on. Did we lose 12 volts? Do we have a loose connection on the board? Now I got a scrambled screen. All right. Something screwy going on. And this cabinet could not be in a worse spot. Something weird's going on here, guys. Let me check my pins. Maybe I have pins that are not touching the board all the way. And it kind of does look like that. I think the 12 volts isn't touching all the way. So, my pin extractor is now missing, so that's awesome. What I'm doing is bending these pins back in. They're kind of pushed out too far, and I'm hoping they're just not making contact on the board. And this is going to fix it. I hope. Shit. Okay, we got some nothing. I have to get my mirror and wiggle some wires around. It's all part of it, guys. I was all excited. I had it for a minute. And now, she's dead. Actually, I wonder if I could stick this like this and see it through the back. Yes, I can. So clearly, something funky is going on here. Aha. Okay, so it's an issue with the harness. Okay. So it's currently working. Now, is it going to flip over? That, I'm not worried about that. I can fix the harness. Did it just freeze up? Sure did. You turn it off. Okay. So something with the pins by the 5 volts. Where the heck did my pin extractor go? The cat took it. I'll never get that back either. Unless it's in my pocket. No, I don't know where it went. I'm trying to respring these pins so that they fit a little bit tighter. Damn it. So odd. Oh, I think I might have figured it out. Well, I got a loose wire for starters. I have no idea what pin that goes on. Clearly it fell off of somewhere. Oh, right there. No? Oh, okay. I have 2 wires loose. Now, you know what? These are just speaker wires. I'll worry about those afterwards. I don't like having to do it, but I might have to put a little solder on the edge connector on the board. I'm almost wondering if that's the problem. See, because I can get it to come on. As soon as I push that plug in all the way, it screws up. So now it's on. It's not pushed in all the way. So it's not making contact when it goes in all the way. But the question is it going to flip over again? This is all minor stupid shit. I don't care. I'll figure it out. It looks like the black level's up a hair high. Just froze up. It's losing contact. Not the end of the world, but gotta figure it out. All right, I'm gonna pause this for a minute. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little hook tool and I'm gonna go in there on each pin and kind of hook and try to bend it out a little bit. Okay, I have the board standing up rather than laying on its side. I think I'm gonna have to put a whole new edge connector on that harness. And it did just flip over again on me. I just now turned it right back on. That I don't know. That almost seems like a track mode for a cocktail table. Let's see if it flips over again. Yep. So why is it doing that? Let me try flipping that other dip switch and turning it back on. Actually, let me try turning it back on first and see what it does. See if it even turns back on. Now I'll flip the dip switch while it's off. Okay, turn it back on. It's gonna be an interesting game to play. No, still flipping over. I think I got it. So I had a full with the dip switches, and what it ended up being, I believe, as long as this doesn't flip upside down, was the yoke wires were switched on this. Somebody cut them in the middle and switched them. So I had to put them back and then adjust the dip switches. So hopefully now it's not gonna flip upside down. Pain in the butt. The dogs are going crazy up there. See, I don't think I want to go any wider really. See how it kind of just rolls and looks funny? So you got to kind of pick your battle here. Okay. I think we're freaking perfect, guys. I'm happy with it right there. And it doesn't seem to be flipping upside down. So we have an edge connector problem. We need to sort out the power, the wiring. We need to hook up the speaker. We need to hook up the test switch. We need to make a harness for the control panel. But hard part's done. It's working. And my repinning that connector did work as far as taking a centipede harness and repinning it to work for Arabian. That definitely works. I think I am going to go ahead and change that connector because I just think it's a piece of crap. And I think I'm just going to do one wire at a time, solder it onto a new connector. Pretty sure I have a 22 pin connector. Oh shit, it just turned upside down. I'm so confused. Why? I wonder if there's something wrong with the board. I think I did buy a high score save kit for it. But I don't understand why is it turning upside down? I'm so confused with that. I don't know. I'm lost. Kind of want to see if it's going to do it again. And your player, they're called boys. So you can pick between 3 boys and 5 boys. I set it to 5 boys. And I put it on easy. So, but I'm pretty sure I bought a high score save kit for it because I don't think this has free play. So I'm wondering if I put the high score save kit on here, if I bought it. If not, I'll order it because I'm pretty sure they make one. I think you can go into the settings on that and maybe fix what's wrong with this if it does that. I don't understand why it's doing that. I mean, there's really no reason for it to flip upside down like that unless it's just part of the attract thing and that's what it does. I'm just curious because if I coin up for a 2-player, is it going to, yeah, see it just flipped for a split second. Did it or did it not? Or am I just looking at it like it flipped upside down? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it really didn't and I just saw that I thought it did. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's me. But I'm tired. I'm gonna end this video. It's 11:30 at night, and I need to get up at 6 in the morning. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll get this thing wrapped up hopefully this week, by the weekend coming up, and it'll be another one ready to play. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.